Hello everyone, I'm excited to tell you about my favorite hotels in Chicago. We're going to start right off with the Waldorf Astoria Chicago, which has by far the most wonderful entrance to an hotel in the city. You can see it right here with that distinguished entryway and courtyard. It feels like you're in a Parisian estate. This is exactly the way you want to enter your hotel if you are looking for a nice stay in Chicago, perhaps an elevated stay with this courtyard with its immaculately landscaped foliage. But I suppose there are a few things other than the entrance to the hotel that we should look at. So let's get into it. You can see a shot there on the right of the lobby in addition to the courtyard and the entrance. I'm also going to show you a few shots of the room decor. You can see the room decor here is a little bit muted. There are a few pieces with that red shade, deep red shade for a pop of color. But essentially the color scheme here is a black, white, and gray scheme. It's not going to offend, but it's also not going to excite. The bathrooms in this hotel are especially large, and I do appreciate that. Some of the suites can be quite beautiful, although also quite expensive. In this hotel, the bar, which I believe is called Brass Tack, has some excellent design elements to it. I haven't heard anything really noteworthy about the quality of the food one way or the other, but it is quite a nice looking place. The spa is also worth mentioning and does seem to have some features that are special there if you're looking for a space to relax. My favorite room option at this hotel is the King with Fireplace room. I like this because the hotel does have those fireplaces. That is a nice element to the room, and the King with Fireplace gives you a little bit extra room with a seating area there to enjoy it. And again, that large bathroom with the separate shower and soaking tub. I do like when they separate those features and they give you space to move around. I do want to show you a little bit about the amenities in this hotel. That's one more shot of the lobby before we get to the amenities. But the amenities are one of the places where I think this hotel sort of defines itself. And this is the gym. So if you were looking to work out at the Waldorf Astoria Chicago, this might not be what you're dreaming of. You can see that it is a bit small. The windows do not let in a ton of light, and it looks like it might be in the basement. It's probably not quite the basement, but certainly an out-of-the-way spot, maybe not quite what you had in mind for a workout at one of the top hotels in the city. By contrast, the spa does appear to be top-notch here. Haven't tried it myself, but it sure looks like an excellent place to relax. So the Waldorf Astoria, all in all, one of my favorite places to stay in Chicago, especially for that grand entranceway. If you are trying to get in a workout, it may not be the best option among some of the choices that we have here. More to come on that in just a moment. But again, that glorious courtyard at the Waldorf really does make it stand out from the crowd. And I don't think you can find an equal anywhere in the city for that entranceway and courtyard. Next up, number 3 on my list is the Four Seasons Hotel Chicago. This is a beautiful facility in a high-rise building there. Another great location right in the center of the city, very close to the shopping. I believe there's even some shopping right there in the building. It does come with all the extras that the Four Seasons brand typically has. Now, we should talk a bit about the decor, and you can see it here. It's got a lot of black and silver tones, also some gold tones. There's a lot of mirrors and metal in the decor. Now, for me, this is not my favorite style of interior design. It gives it a bit of a lively vibe, almost a nightclub vibe, and so it's a place that I would want to go and hang out, certainly to have dinner because the food is exceptional there. But not maybe not my favorite place to relax and rest. And so for me, the hotel vibe here with this color scheme is not ideal. I do love the swimming pool and hot tub they have here. I also love that they have that separate lane line, so if you are looking to get some exercise swimming laps, you can do that. And the infused water. Who doesn't love infused water? I sure do. Very enthusiastic about having that all day. They have a great gym here. It's quite spacious with good light. And the rooms are lovely. They are somewhat modest and plain in terms of their furnishing and color schemes. Some of them have wonderful views of the lake, and the suites, of course, give you more space at premium pricing. The lake views are something you're going to want to look out for in these Chicago hotels. You will have that opportunity. Here are some shots of the shopping that is right there at the hotel. You can see there's an entrance to the hotel, it looks like, inside that mall. That is the Four Seasons Chicago. Definitely high on the list, my number 3 hotel in the city of Chicago. Let's move on to some that I'm even more excited about. I'm going to tell you about 2 more hotels, starting with the Langham Hotel in Chicago. Once we get that, there we are at the Langham, which is right there on the Chicago River. I kind of love and hate that location. I love it because you can see the river, you can walk along the river walk. I hate it because it's a busy area without a lot of services. So you're not going to find a lot of restaurants right there. You're not going to find a pharmacy if you need one. You'll have to go a little bit further afield to find those things. So while I love the location, I also regret it a little bit in terms of its convenience. But there's no questioning that it is close to some of the best things to do in Chicago. I've got a few of them up here on the screen. The architectural boat tour is one of my favorites. Do not miss that. If the weather is okay, you probably don't want to do it if you're going in the middle of the winter. Let's take a look at the rooms for a minute. Decor here is nice and smooth. You've got clean lines, muted colors, some excellent dining options within this hotel. Do have a spa and fitness center. It's probably not quite on the order of the Waldorf that I just told you about, but it is pretty nice. They also have the movie suite. I don't know what it costs to rent this, but it sure looks like a fun thing to do if you have a group coming around. The entrance is grand. It is on quite a busy street, so it's going to be a bit of a hectic entrance, but you do have this grand entrance. It gives a very business kind of vibe with all the high rises around, and it kind of looks like a hotel that was built inside an office building. You can see right there it is right on the river. There's the bridge there that goes across the river, and I believe that's the Wrigley building across the way. I'm not sure. Might have to go on that architectural boat tour all over again. The rooms look like this. This is the deluxe premium room. You've got the bathroom window there, which you can I believe you can pull down a shade or turn on the fog mechanism so that people can't see you in there if you want your privacy. You've got these big floor-to-ceiling windows facing the river on one side and the lake on the other. Do like the decor. I do like the spaciousness of it. The bathrooms in this hotel are beautiful. Let's take a look at that. There you can see the fog coming down so that you can't see into the bathroom anymore. Let me get you a shot here of the bathroom. I do want to show you that. It's got marble tones and it's nice and big. Can we get that there? Well, give it a minute to load. Got another room here. I will show you the bathroom, I promise. But first we're going to show you what it looks like if you pay a little more for the view room, and you can see you get a little bit better view here of the river, again with those big windows. So a little bit of a premium price for a better view. I might go with the first view. I kind of like that one, and I'll save the money. Here's the marble tones of the bathroom I was mentioning. A few different marble tones. I love the spaciousness of the bathroom. We talked about that for some of the others. Again, separate shower and soaking tub. This one even has the toilet in a separate compartment, which I think is great. If you're both getting ready, you can do what you need to do and save a little time that way. Dining areas in the Langham are beautiful. They're really spacious and set out, so there are some nice options here for food within the hotel. And as I mentioned, there aren't great options outside the hotel, so you might want to take advantage of those options inside the hotel. The lobby on the second floor is double height, and it is a wonderful space. I also like this space in here. I forget what they call this. I think it's called the terrace, with the herringbone floors, the double height ceilings, and the lighting elements there. It's really a wonderful space. I've been to an event in this space, and it does set the tone for the event. It gives you a sense of breadth, a sense of imagination with the soaring windows and the double height. This is the pool at the Langham. It is beautiful. It is long. You can take a leisurely swim. You can do laps in this pool. I am a fan of the setup here with the pool. I think this is what you're looking for if you are hoping to have a pool in the hotel. Here's the fitness center. I think they did a nice job here. You've got these big windows looking out over one of the major streets right there. I think that's Wabash outside. And you've got all the machines that you could hope for. It's a nice big gym. It's got the towels right there. I think this covers what you need. So the Langham really does check almost all of the boxes that you could be looking for in a premier hotel. in central Chicago. It is one of my favorite choices. I'm going to give it the number 2 rating on my list. And in just a second here, I'm going to tell you about my number 1 choice, but I want to give you a couple more shots of the outside at the Langham so that you can get a sense of what the area looks like and see what I was talking about when I said there's not a lot of shops and restaurants outside the hotel, while there may be some inside the hotel, and you'll be right on top of that, that Chicago Riverwalk. My final hotel, and my favorite, is the Ritz-Carlton Chicago. I am generally a fan of the Ritz brand, but in particular, I think this hotel really deserves high marks. Again, a great location, also has perhaps the best views of the lake, so if you're looking to get that lake view, this might be the place. You can see it has a beautiful lobby, really nice furnishings inside and out. We'll take a look at the rooms here. I like this color palette the best of the 4 hotels we've looked at, so this is my favorite in terms of interior design. I also like the design elements on the wall there with the wallpaper. This does give me that homey and relaxing feel that I'm looking for, a little bit more than the design elements at the Four Seasons, which I pointed out were a little bit more lively with the black and silver tones. So here you have more muted, more pastel tones for a relaxing feel. At this point, I want to just make a little note about all of these hotels and parking. Parking can be very expensive at these hotels. They tend to charge around $80 per night for valet parking. So if you can swing it, perhaps skip the rental car and instead take some taxis and Ubers. If you can't, well, you might want to park somewhere else down the street, or maybe you just want to bite the bullet and pay the cost. Now, one of my favorite features of this hotel is the gym. This is how you do a gym, guys. Look at those wonderful giant windows looking out over Lake Michigan. That is exactly where I want to work out. So if you compare this with my number 4 choice and the gym in the Waldorf Astoria, Chicago, there is no contest that the Ritz-Carlton Chicago takes the cake here for the best gym. My goodness, let's look at that view. Wow. Here's the location. You can see all of these hotels are pretty close together. They're all kind of bunched up together in that area just off of the Magnificent Mile and the lakefront. They are walking distance to Lakeshore Park and the Lakefront Trail, as well as the shopping on the Magnificent Mile. So again, these are all downtown hotels. If you're looking for stuff downtown, if you're looking for Chicago's dining scene, these are some great options. The 4 that I've given you, and my number 1 choice, the Ritz-Carlton Chicago. So that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these recommendations are useful to you.